I wish I had these insights sooner in life, because they could have saved me from so many heartaches and probably a failed relationship or two. So if you're in a relationship now, or if you are hoping to get into a relationship in the near future, this is for you. Take this to heart. It pretty much boils down to these for me. If you think she is with you for your money, you need to work on your own insecurities. Focus on improving yourself both financially and mentally. Confidence is what attracts, not just your bank account. It's time to build wealth and stop letting fear control your actions. No one desires a partner who constantly plays the victim. It's crucial to invest in your personal growth. Be someone who is valued for more than just material possessions. If you've had your share of sexual partners, don't judge when your partner has two. Remember, it's not about keeping score. What matters is that you are together now. You're not her therapist, you're her partner. Avoid trying to fix all her problems. Instead, be there for her emotionally. Offer a listening ear, not just solutions. The best relationships are those where both partners find happiness individually and share it together. Trust your intuition. If something doesn't feel right, it probably isn't. Distinguish between lust and love. This is more for the younger men and women out there, but still worth mentioning. You need to understand the reason behind your feelings. You can successfully lie to others, but deep down, you know what's what. Your worth isn't tied to your relationship status. Being single is an opportunity for self-discovery. Solitude as your chance to stand strong on your own. Shared values and goals are the foundation of a strong relationship. For younger couples out there, if you decide to have kids, how the hell are you going to function as a united front if you don't have shared values and goals? It's virtually impossible. And those kids of yours, if they don't see their mom and dad agreeing on the most basic of things, those kids are going to grow up neurotic as hell. Know how to compromise. This can seem like it's the same thing as sacrifice, but it is very different because it's not one-sided, like sacrifice is. When you meet your partner in the middle, you allow for balance and fairness in your relationship. You have respect for each other's needs. You have open communication. You have a sense of equality. All of these things strengthen your love connection. Compromise doesn't equate to defeat. It's a path to growth together. It's how you evolve as a couple. Whereas when you constantly sacrifice for the sake of your partner, meaning there is no reciprocity, you will inevitably resent them. And you know what happens with resentment. You start losing your identity. It's like giving away puzzle pieces of your own life until the picture no longer resembles you. Know each other's love languages. I spent many years of my life thinking it's a bunch of bullshit. It isn't. And you learn it the hard way once you realize that you can hurt your partner's feelings by not knowing what they need to feel loved. Learn to forgive. There are certain things you should never learn to forgive in a relationship. You shouldn't forgive abuse. You shouldn't forgive betrayal. You shouldn't forgive violation of your core values. Forgiving that would only lead to further damage. I'm talking about things like, for example, if your partner has made a significant mistake in the past, but they have shown genuine remorse, taken responsibility, and made efforts to change, you should be able to forgive that. Or if they forgot a birthday or anniversary, if it's not a recurring issue and there's an effort to make amends, forgive that. Also, some emotional outbursts, if they are rare and not abusive. In heated moments, people can say things they don't mean, so you shouldn't hold a grudge. Of course, forgiving all of the above requires empathy, which in turn requires emotional intelligence. Speaking of emotional intelligence, when it's high, you tend to have better conflict resolution skills, and you are less likely to yell or blame. When it is high, you are able to connect on a deeper emotional level. When it's high, you can manage stress better, which means your relationship as a whole wouldn't be negatively impacted. When it's high, you have more resources to provide emotional support when the times are tough. When it's high, a couple is more likely to bounce back from setbacks and crises. And here's the thing about emotional intelligence. It's not a fixed trait like your height or eye color. You can work on yours and make it higher. The first step in that process is becoming aware of your emotions and how they impact your thoughts and behaviors. Once you're there, you can build all other emotional intelligence skills. It is a gradual process, akin to building muscle tone through regular exercise. Learn and respect each other's boundaries. Let's say you are an introvert, and let's say your partner is the opposite. Safe to say, you have very different social needs. The example of boundary you would establish as a couple would be agreeing that you can have your alone time without feeling guilty or feeling pressured to go party all the time. Your partner also knows it's okay if occasionally they went to a party without you. Speaking of how you spend your time in general, time spent together is very important, but so is your personal time. Everyone needs room to grow individually. A successful relationship consists of two complete individuals. Value your togetherness, but also cherish your independence. It's the secret to keeping the flame alive. Love your partner for who they are now, not who you hope they'll become. Embrace their quirks and authenticity. Falling for an idealized version sets you up for disappointment. Why is that? Because for a grown-up to really change, they have to be motivated to change. And for them to be truly motivated to change, that motivation needs to coincide with their core beliefs. Here's an example. Let's use a pretty superficial one. Say your husband or wife is not a sharp dresser. If your core value is beauty and/or status, them not being a sharp dresser might bug you enough for you to try and change them and influence their style. Now, what is the reason they don't care about their clothing? Is it because style, beauty, status is not their core value, or because they had no exposure? If it is the latter, they might change, given enough motivation, internal and external. If their true reason is that your core value is not theirs, well, then good luck hoping to change that. You will just have to decide if you can live with them buying their clothes at Costco. Self-care is so important. That could be anything from proper nutrition to just being able to have a cup of coffee in a quiet house. Self-care is not selfish. It's something that helps you reduce stress and bring more harmony back to your relationship. No, bringing her breakfast in bed once a year on Valentine's Day doesn't cut it. Make sure each one of you build your own elements of self-care into your weekly routine. Don't mistake possessiveness for passion. Love is not about control. If jealousy creeps in, address your own insecurities instead of blaming them. Your love is their own person with their own dreams. Support them just as passionately as you pursue your own goals and dreams. A true partner challenges you without trying to change you. Choose someone who understands the difference. Disagreements should be resolved by talking to each other and always making sure that it's both of you against the issue, not against each other. Strength isn't just physical, it includes emotional kindness. Show your vulnerability, it's a courageous act, and the foundation of strong connection. Never prioritize someone who treats you as an option. Recognize your own value. If a relationship drains you, it's not love. A one-sided relationship where you give without receiving is a red flag. It's crucial to assess where you're headed if you constantly feel beaten down. Don't settle for a toxic relationship out of fear. Being alone is always better than being in an unhealthy partnership. Just ask any man or woman in a shitty marriage. They will tell you how lonely they are. Sometimes the bravest choice is to say goodbye. If it's time to end a relationship, have the courage to communicate openly. Closure is not only for the other person, but also for your growth. Ending things respectfully reflects your integrity and maturity. If these insights resonated with you, please comment below and share your thoughts. Also, if you can add to this list based on your own life experience, please do. And please subscribe for more content about love, relationships, and psychology.